All right, we're in court. Captain, what's happened in court?
Okay, so you know that in our laws or in our country now, we have lawyers who represent us as a country.
That's state attorneys.
Absolutely, state attorney. So the Office of the Attorney General represents the state in all aspects of cases, both civil and criminal. So if anybody initiates a civil action against the state, involves some judgment death, and all of that, the state will still have to mount defense and fight all these. And Ghana is part of ECOWAS.
Yes.
And at ECOWAS, there's a court called ECOWAS Community Court, which Ghana is a member. Absolutely. So if Ghana is doing something to you that you are not happy, and the laws in Ghana you think that are not doing justice to you, you can go to the ECOWAS court. Primarily, they deal with human rights issues and sue Ghana, and the court would deal with your issues for you and all of that. But in recent times, in fact, in between times, we've realized that there are certain cases that sometimes it goes to the ECOWAS court, then Ghana loses. Judgment death is awarded, the courts award claims against Ghana and all of that. And it is because sometimes the rules of that court, the procedure of that court, and then the practices are not well known to the attorneys or the lawyers who represent the state. So beginning this week on Monday, there's a capacity building for state attorneys, specifically within the civil division of the Office of the Attorney General, and it's happening. It will end tomorrow at the Alisa Hotel and all of that. So during the opening day, the opening ceremony, the Solicitor General, Helen Akpene Awuziwu, who represented the Attorney General at the opening ceremony, I've been speaking to him about this ECOWAS Community Court and why Ghana has not been able to enforce its judgment fully. Let's hear what she said.
The issue is that we have not ratified the protocol to enforce the decisions of the courts. And so we have judgments against the state. But unfortunately, they will register the judgment before the court of Ghana, but we always raise it as a defense that due to the ratification, they are unable. But quite recently, we had one against us where we are supposed to furnish them with some information. We have done that. We haven't finished because we are yet to collate the materials from Foreign Affairs, but the ones that we have, we've given it.
So that is Ellen Akpene Ziwu. She is the Solicitor General. Absolutely. The Ghana has not yet rectified that. And even that, some of the judgments that have come, they have been able to honor them in all of that. But the challenge with the ECOWAS court, like I mentioned, is enforcement. Member associations, when judgment comes, it is not absolute. Because, Lord, like you heard the Solicitor General said, Ghana has not rectified that protocol so that everything from that court will be absolutely enforced. So it's a discretion. We want to attend to this one, we don't want to attend to this one and all of that. But I caught up with the head of Legal Services and Research Division of the ECOWAS court, and Mr. Gyakye Quayson. Let's hear him on the percentage rate within Ghana, the enforcement aspect of it.
Low enforcement rate, but I must say that it's not only peculiar to the ECOWAS courts. Regional courts, especially human rights mechanisms, face similar challenges globally. So it's not very peculiar to ECOWAS court. But coming home, I think we have about 30% enforcement rate, which is not the best. So when we get opportunity like this to train solicitors or attorneys, we try to bring home that also to them so that they speak to their government in order to enforce the judgment of the court. Because at the end of the day, if we engage in all this judicial enterprise and then the end product is not enforced, it becomes something that's like exercising futility, and that's why it's very important that all stakeholders come on board in order to get the judgment of the court enforced.
So that is the Apreku Nketia, head of Legal Services and Research Division of the ECOWAS court. So he's the one leading aspect of the training session, which is expected to end tomorrow at the Alisa Hotel. So within the 4-day period, it is expected that when the attorneys are done, they will be experts on the field. They will be well equipped with the tools to be able to represent Ghana fairly at the ECOWAS court when decisions come. But Lily, Afoko is still on. Yes, so
what's the latest
you ought to see Afoko
on that particular case?
Afoko in
it's dragged for so long.
Yeah, it's in 10 years on, and the case is still. In fact, May 20th May will be exactly 10 years when the incident happened, and 21st May will be exactly 10 years when he was arrested and all of that. He appeared in courts, and this week, that's Monday, and when you see Afoko in court this time around, appearing in court because he has been granted bail, he's been admitted to bail in relation to, so the shots on your screen are when the day that he executed his bail conditions, all of that. But we've been speaking to him, asking him about the fact that how is life after you have been granted bail and all of that. Let's hear from Gregory Afoko.
It's not bad. I'm happy. I'm home. Family is here. And I thank God that I've gotten there. Honestly, I can't tell. Because from the onset, I have not committed anything. I've not committed a crime. But they still kept holding me for all these years, 10 years. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know what the judge will say.
So that is Gregory Afoko when he appeared in court in all of that. He said, I have done nothing. He's enjoying his bail. Now he's home. So he's enjoying the moment coming from home to court. You see him in his hammer hat and all of that. When he was in custody, he was not having that particular lifestyle and all of that. So he is still maintaining that he's done nothing wrong. He notes that the case, yes, prosecution's fourth witness is testifying. But what is happening currently is that the AG is looking into the matter again. So this case at the last court sitting has been adjourned. So we hope to see what the outcome or the determination will be in relation to this one. So Afoko is back in court, but the point is that the case has been adjourned to sometime in May in relation to that. So these were some of the things that happened. Then today, I'm taking you to the Supreme Court.
Okay.
Yes.
What's happening there?
The Supreme Court, because we know that within the last few days, the Chief Justice is in the news. It's in the news because of attention that has been drawn that 3 petitions have been received by the President, and that those 3 petitions seek her removal from office. She has requested for the petitions. They have been given to her. She has responded to them, and the President and his legal team are looking at the Council of State on standby and all of that. But when the matter came up, Vincent Assefuwa, Member of Parliament for Otafo, went to court, sued the Attorney General, and as part of his suit, he was also seeking an interlocutory injunction, seeking to stop the President from going ahead with processes. That particular case was earmarked for April 2nd, but when the day came, the case was adjourned to today. So today, it is expected that the Supreme Court will sit and deal with the issue of the interlocutory injunction. But many are asking already, one of the issues that he raised in that particular writ that he filed at the Supreme Court was that the President ought to have given the CJ the opportunity to comment or respond to the allegations in the petition, and from there, before Council of State, it is referred to Council of State and all of that. Now the CJ has responded to that. So the question is, does it render the case before the court moots or not? Today, we'll be at the Supreme Court to know what the pleasure of the Supreme Court will be. There are many who are asking, so who will be the panel members as we speak? Who do not know. Who will be the chairperson of the panel that will sit on that particular case? For now, we do not know unless we get to court. And the Supreme Court sits at 9:30, so we hope that by 9:30, when the Supreme Court sits, we will know whether the case of interlocutory injunction will come on. And the former Attorney General is the one leading Vincent Assefuwa in relation to this one. Of course, the Attorney General, Dr. Dominic Ayine, his deputy, Dr. Gyakye Quayson, will also definitely will come up in court to make this party or to hear.
It'll be an interesting
an
day.
interesting battle of wits.
Yes.
I guess.
In court today.
Absolutely.
What's also coming up? James Gyakye Quayson is back in court.
Yes, James
that
Gyakye
case
Quayson is
too.
back in court. So again, sometime last week, the state or the court was expected to make a determination on the submission of no case. Now, prosecution has closed their case. They called 6 witnesses, and the court is to determine whether there's a prima facie evidence for which reason James Gyakye Quayson should be called upon to respond, or the court will have to find out after the closure of prosecution's case, no case or no sufficient evidence has been adduced to make a case for him to answer. So that is the determination that Justice Mary Gyakye Quayson was expected to make at the last court sitting. But it didn't happen because prosecution filed further affidavit in support or disclosures in this matter to support their case. And the court had adjourned the case to today. So today, Justice Mary Gyakye is expected to make a determination of that. But at the last court sitting, Lily, I've been engaging James Gyakye Quayson himself, especially so because the case was adjourned. And he said, look, a week is not too long. Let's wait. Today, he'll be back in court. Let's hear from him.
We still have a week ahead of us, right? We're all anticipating everything will come to an end today. My friends, family, everybody. We had this ongoing for too long. And everybody seems to be tired of it. And so, but you know, there's a reason for everything that happens in life. So I'm still patient enough, but also still resilient to push through. Now, 5 years I've gone through this. A week will make no difference, right? So it's gonna happen. I thank you guys for your time.
I wish you all the best.
Yes, so this interview was at the last court sitting. So you heard him say next week, and that next week that he's talking about, it's today. So when the court finds that no prima facie has been established, James Gyakye Quayson will be discharged, go free. But if the court finds that there is prima facie evidence, or prima facie evidence has been established, he will be called upon to file his witness statements and witnesses that he intends to call. Then he'll come and mount the witness box and open his defense. But his lawyers his lawyers led by Chachu Chikata, and he himself are hopeful that this case will not cross that threshold of submission of no case. They are hoping that today will be the day that the court will ask him to go home. So that is the expectation of what is happening today. So today, 2 big cases, James Gyakye Quayson and the Supreme Court matter involving in relation to the injunction seeking to stop the president on initiating processes to remove the Chief Justice.
Okay. All right, Captain. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
for
Limo.
that update.
And all the against before. Now we are seeing you. When they see us in town, they are smiling with us, but we know.
Against Bago. Anyway, thank you very much. That should do for court today.